Hello there, how are you all? How are you faring in your tasks? Well, today's story is about how you cannot judge people by their appearances, right? Or by their apparent behaviors. And like you must have heard, you cannot judge a book by its cover. And the other lesson from the story which we can draw is that how friends are a gift, as they can help ease each other's pressures, hard times, or some worries. So you really won it and made it if you have good friends, and a good deed is always the right thing to do every day. So let's get started. The boy's name is Jenny, I believe. Let's get started. Okay, the story's name is Lenny's Red Letter Day. You can see the boy with shaggy hair and ruffled hair and kind of unkempt clothes. Okay, so the story goes, Lenny Fraser is a boy in my class. Well, he is a boy in my class when he comes. But to tell the truth, he doesn't come very often. He stays away from school for a week at a time, and I'll tell you where he is. He's at the shops, stealing things sometimes, but mainly just opening the door for people. He does it to keep himself warm. I've seen him in our shop. When he opens the door for someone, he stands around inside till he gets sent out. Of course, it's quite warm enough in school, but he hates coming. He's always got long, tangled hair, not very clean, and his clothes are too big or too small, and they call him Fleabag. He sits at a desk without a partner, and no one wants to hold his hand in games. All right, they are not to blame, but he isn't either. His mother never gets up in the morning, and his house is dirty. It's a house that everybody runs past very quickly, but Lenny makes me laugh a lot. In the playground, he's always saying funny things out of the corner of his mouth. He doesn't smile when he does it. He says these funny things as if he's complaining. For example, when Mr. Cox, the deputy head, came to school in his new car, Lenny came too that day. But he didn't join in all the admiration. He looked at the little car and said to me, "Anyone missing a skateboard?" Ha! He's funny. He misses all the really good things, though, the school journeys and the outings, and it was a big shame about his birthday. So that's what the story's about. It revolves around his birthday. So Lenny's Red Letter Day. It happens like this with birthdays in our class. Miss Blake lets everyone bring their cards and perhaps a small present to show the others. Then everyone sings happy birthday, and we give them bumps in the playground. If people can't bring a present, they tell everyone what they've got instead. Okay. And Miss Blake says it's good to share our red letter days. I didn't know about these red letter days. I'm sure you don't either. I thought there was something special in the post, like my dad handles in his post office in the shop. But Miss Blake told us they are printed words in the prayer books, meaning special days. Well, what I'm telling you is that Lenny came to school on his birthday this year. Of course, he didn't tell us it was his birthday, and as it all worked out, it would have been better if Miss Blake hadn't noticed in the register. "Oh, how nice," she said. "Lenny's here on his birthday, and we can share it with him." It wasn't very nice for Lenny. He didn't have any cards to show the class, and he couldn't think of a birthday present to tell us about. So let's see what happens. He just had to stand there looking foolish until Miss Blake started the singing of happy birthday, and then half the people didn't bother to sing. I felt sorry for him, I can tell you. But that wasn't the worst. The worst happened in the playground when I went to take his head for bumps and no one would come and take his feet. They all walked away. And before I knew what was coming out, I was telling him, because I was feeling so bad for him, you can come home to tea with me for your birthday. And he said yes, he would come. My father works very hard in the post office in a corner of our shops, and my mother stands at the door all day where people pay for their groceries. Okay. When I get home, I carry cardboard boxes out to the yard. And so I help with my parents. On this day, though, I thought I'd use my key and go in through the side door and take Lenny straight upstairs, then hurry down again and tell my mom and dad that I had got a friend in for an hour, and I thought I could get a birthday card and cake from the shop, so Lenny can go home before they come upstairs. I wanted him to do that before my dad saw who it was, because he knows Lenny from his hanging around the shops. Lenny said some funny things on the way home, but I couldn't relax and enjoy them properly. I felt ashamed because I was wishing all the time that I hadn't asked him to come home with me. So his bottoms of his trousers dragged along, the buttons of his shirt were missing, and his hair, oh God, I'm sure he couldn't see through them. They were falling all over his eyes. I was in luck because the shop wasn't very busy. It was very busy. My dad had a queue of people to pay out, and my mom was busy. I left Lenny in the living room and went down to get a cake and a card for him. When I came back, he was sitting in a chair and the television was switched on. He was a good one at helping himself, I thought. We watched some cartoons and then we played Monopoly, which Lenny had seen on the shelf. We had some cakes and crisps, but I had only one eye on my Monopoly moves. The other eye was on the clock all the time. Why? I was getting very impatient for the game to finish, because I thought then Lenny would still be there when my parents came up from the shop. So I did some really bad moves to try to lose, but Monopoly doesn't end quickly. And then in the end I did some stupid things, so eventually he won the game. He must have noticed what I was doing, but he didn't say anything to me. Hurriedly I gave him his birthday card, and then at least that's what I thought he was making sure about, there inside his shirt. He stuck it inside his shirt so he doesn't lose it. It was just the right time to say goodbye, and I'm just thinking he can go without anyone seeing him when my sister came in. Oh, oops, she had run up from the shop to get something. She put her head inside. But then when she saw Lenny, she looked as if she had opened the door and seen something really unpleasant. I could gladly have given her a good kick. She shut the door a lot quicker than she opened it, and I really felt bad. Nice to meet you, Lenny joked, but his face said he wanted to go too, and I wasn't going to be the one to stop him. I let him out and I heaved a big sigh. I felt good about being kind to him, the way you do when you've done a good deed. And I had done it without my mom and dad frowning at me about who I had brought home. Only my sister knew it. And let's see, okay, I'll be back soon.